Welcome back, guys. So right now I want to create Excel sheet. When I say I want to create Excel sheets, you as a VA, you'll be required to create different Google Sheets or Excel sheets that is focused on organization, tracking, and automation. So the key templates that you might be required to create are task trackers or project trackers. You have client management systems, time tracking sheets, financial expense trackers, and social media content calendars. Yeah, you might be asked to create any of these templates, and how do you go about creating them? So I'm going to show you a sample on how to create one of those templates. So right now we want to create a template as a VA. Yes, we want to create an Excel template that could be used. So we are going to create a simple time tracking sheet or financial expense tracker. We could easily create a financial expense tracker, and you will use that idea to create every other thing you want to create. You could create a content calendar, by the way. You create a client-based CRM tracking clients' contact details, interaction history, and lead status. You could create an inventory tracker, you create an email tracker, and other things. You could create expense tracker. You could create KPI tracker, create sales reports dashboard, and all these things are things you could create right now. So let's create one of these. So let's create a project tracker for this brand I'm working for, AAIPSDS. The idea is for the boss to be able to assign tracks through spreadsheets. I track them with the task status, their names, deliverables, basically the things you want to include in your spreadsheet. So let's see how this gets to create the Excel spreadsheet for us. So this is just a sample. You could create so many things instead of you doing before. It requires you knowing Excel formulas and all those things, how to use Excel to be able to create all these things. But now AI has made everything easier. You don't really need to know much about Excel. You could know the basic parts of Excel and do your thing with AI tools and all that to make your work faster. So you can manage more than one client, manage two clients, manage about 5 clients at a time. Just do your thing. So I'm going to have this sent right now, and having to have this sent, let's see what it brings for us. So this is me trying to create an Excel spreadsheet, but now this will be a task tracker or a project tracker. So let's see how that works, and let's see the Excel format or template is going to be given to us. So let's see how that goes right now. So now we have a tracker being created here. So this is just a basic tracker where you have the names, you have the assignee, and you have the deliverables. So you have the due dates, and you have every other information right here. And you see your boss mode. You see boss mode allows the boss to assign tasks, and the boss gets to assign tasks for the staff, and you could see right here. So tasks could be assigned easily. But now this is just an app. Yes, this team view, this boss mode, this is just an app. How do we replicate it? How do we make it an Excel spreadsheet? So I want to make this an Excel spreadsheet. So I want to make this an Excel spreadsheet template where everything could be used on Google Sheets. Okay, so Google Sheet allows for collaboration. Of course, you don't need to build the software. So what I'll do now is to have this sent, and let's see how it transforms this particular task manager or project tracker, how it transforms it to a spreadsheet that we could use on Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. But Google Sheets is more preferable because you can add all your stuff on it, and they get to go see their task and everything related to what they need to do. So let's see what we have at the very end. So now we have the task tracker right here. So this is what it's created right now. So you have the task tracker, you have the dashboard. The dashboard shows you things to do, and you have the instructions. So for the boss, assign track. So this is how it works. So here you see that you can explain to your boss how it works. So you have a tax ID, you have the tax name. So this is where your boss inputs what he wants. So let's download this right away. You can use it on Google Sheets by the way, but let's download it so we could see what the tracker looks like and understand how it can be used. So here it is, and here we have the Excel tracker, the tracker on Excel. So here we have the everything. So from the instruction right now, so the boss assign a task, fill in columns B to K on the task tracker sheet. So set priority, you set priority, set status. So this is just how to use these right now. So let's go to dashboard. Your dashboard will show you what you have to do, what is in progress. This is just a start of what is going on. Then the tracker itself, the boss can come and update it right now. So you could see, could add description, could add the name of staff that should do this, and could add deliverables, could add dates, could add in progress, and all those things. So you could see right now, so progress is 45% and this delivered. So you could see all these things right now. So let's enable editing right away. So to enable editing now, you see your names and everything looks good right now. So why don't we use, you could actually configure the tracker to have the names of all the staff, so to make things easier instead of typing manually. So I don't have to type manually. Why don't you use a drop down? That's what I noticed from the Excel sheet. So I would say I don't have to type manually. Why don't you use a drop down? Why don't you use a drop down? Why don't you use a drop down? A drop down to automate the processes. All that needs to be inputted should be the task. Okay, so let's see how this will transform. So let's try to automate this with Excel. So I'm going to automate this right now because from what I checked, you have to input the names automatically. You have to input the names manually and all those things. But all these things should be in a way that you could easily do it without having to use all these manual methods to type. So let's see what the result will be right now. So now let's see what has been created for us. So you have everything right here. So let's see, we're going to download this because now we now have settings. We have task tracker where you can actually take things easily, and here we have the dashboard and everything. So let me have this downloaded and see the difference it made. So this way we've been able to automate the task tracker, and this is something you will keep doing as VA. So let me just open this spreadsheet. Let me see what we've done so far. So here we are, and here is the tracker. So here's the tracker right here, and we have everything that pertains to it. So we have the Excel tracker, we have the tax tracker, and everything seems okay. But now you can see you can assign stuff to your staff easily. So you have everything. So let me enable editing by the way. Let me enable editing and see how this would come together. So here we have this. So we have all these right now. So from here, if you notice, there was settings and everything. So you could easily set your names and everything right now. So let's see how this transforms. So we have this. Let me open this in my spreadsheet. So I'll open this in my spreadsheet, of course. So here we are, and we have everything right here. So you could actually easily use it from here. You could see your instruction here and your color guide. You could see your task tracker here itself, and here you have your project manager. You have your deliverables where you can actually have deliverables right here. Different deliverables are being configured already. Then we have the deliverable 2 being configured. We have the date. So the dates, it can be automatic. So let's see this. So let's see what this could be. So you could make changes, of course, you could make changes and see how that go for you. So now if you don't understand how to use whatever you create, you could ask, how do I use this? How do I use this on Excel? most especially most especially when most especially configuring the settings. And two and two, what else do I want to be able to do? So we have this right now, and let's see what two will be. So we have the tracker right here with the dashboard, and we have this. So let's say you don't save. So you have the settings, you have the task tracker. So especially configuring the settings. And two, how do I make the date automatic, or make the date automatic, or make the date automatic, and a settings page for configuration of names of assignees, deliverables, okay, tax types, okay. So we can have this sent so that we can adjust this, because from what we just saw, we didn't have all those. Okay, this is the version 2, sorry, this is the version 2 with the settings. So with this you would have seen settings, but I didn't see it as well. So let's see what it brings right now. So I'm going to just delete this. So let's see if it's this one. So let me see if this has settings, because I believe one of it has settings, but let me take it out right now. So I'm going to delete those two. So let's see what the refinement will be. So let me answer your questions. I build a file with a visible, easy to use setting page and automatic dates. That would be perfect. So these are ways you can trick whatever you're doing on Excel and have a good template to be used by the company that hire you or something. So let's see how that goes right now. So now we have the refined template. So this is what the refined template looks like. So let's download this and see what that would be like on Excel worksheet, so we can see what improvements we've made so far. So I'm going to download that right away, and here it is. This is the version 3 of the template, just having to create something that could be used actually to make work easier. So here you have your settings. Of course, names could be set, and all we have to do is to enable editing. So having to enable editing right now, names could be set, fixed, do not edit. So this is fixed, do not edit, yes. So these are things that would make your work easier. So your name, you could actually change this name to like a beloved. You could change it to like a beloved Ade Chibe, and there you have it. Then now you could save that and come to your task tracker. So when you're tracking your task, you have to choose a name. So because I changed to beloved Ade, now you see I could easily change that. So this is where you set your stuff, and you could see the date has been automatic right now. All you have to do is to assign a due date. So you could assign a due date. So this is April 10. Okay, so this now, I think this could be edited manually, and date assigned is automatic. So today is 20th. So when you assign something, you get to see the date. So let's see deliverables. So let's see social media kit, and let's say 2026 03 24. Okay, so let's see this right now. The tax type, it could be anything, of course. So let's input that. You could say design as well. Yes, perfect. And now we have what to do. You could say social media content calendar. Perfect. Yes. So we have this, and this now in progress. So you could actually assigned to someone. You could say Fatima Bello, and now you could see everything right now. So you see your assignee, you see description of what you're assigning. So you could say create a content calendar, content calendar, okay, and assigning this. Then you have your deliverable. What are you delivering? It's going to be an Excel spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, okay. And here you have your wireframe, social media IP. So you have the date right here, and the date this was assigned, you could have it right here. So it says this was assigned when, so you could have something like this right here. So you say today's date, it is today's date, okay. So there we have this, and you could actually do this way. So you could edit this again and leave that date automatically assigned. You can leave it out. So basically we have an Excel spreadsheet. You could go on to do your tweak. Since you've seen how we process different version of this template, you'll be able to go around to do a tweak to whatever you're creating. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.